Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fast Guard News. I'm Dwight Gibson.
I'm Broderick Payne.
And today we want to talk to you, ladies, single ladies. Well, all ladies, dating ladies. We've been getting quite a few calls lately with women that are, playing the field and
Trying to get the groove back.
trying to get the groove back and going on dates with guys that they meet out and about. And a lot of them are, I think, wisely asking for a discreet security guard to accompany them on these dates to, just in case something goes left. Mm-hmm. So the latest request, I won't say any names or the location of where the service took place, but the young lady wanted the guard to be dressed in plain clothes, not sit at the same table with her, but just be in the vicinity to keep an eye on her, to make sure that, she arrived safely and make sure that she got into her car after the date safely, and then to follow her back home from a distance to make sure that she wasn't followed. I was like, that's the second call this month. And, the first call was on the West Coast. The second call was not on the West Coast. I won't say where. Mm-hmm. But they both asked for the same thing. So what's your, how do you think women should handle going on dates, whether they're young and single or middle-aged and single or older and single, with a male or a female? Like, I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle. Like, if you don't feel that you can trust this person, why go on a date with them?
Well, okay, I have a daughter,
mm-hmm. So do
I. And so do you. Mm-hmm. So when it comes down, we're gonna do anything to keep our daughter safe, mm-hmm. Including being on the date ourselves. Mm-hmm. But the reality is, you don't want to make anybody uncomfortable. So kudos to the clients that called that want to be responsible.
Yeah, extremely proactive,
especially in the day of internet dating. I mean, they have internet dating for everything. Internet dating for individuals of same religion, mm-hmm. internet dating of people of same race or ethnic background. It's all different. One thing that's held true about internet dating, and I'll mention a few things that I learned about a couple of the sites. There's a lot of wolves in sheep clothing, mm-hmm. that are out there speculating. They're looking, I'm a guy, and I know other guys. Mm-hmm. And so I would talk to guys that are only getting on the internet to date, really just to go and bang girls. Mm-hmm. I mean, just to be real with you, they have no want to get in a relationship whatsoever.
Yeah. To be fair, some girls are there for the same reason.
1,000%. Everybody's in it for what they're in it for. The issue with that is like, we think back to the 80s or the 70s with Charles Manson, mm-hmm. and psychopaths out there, and it's like people seem to think that psychopaths have just dried up and blown away. Mm-hmm. There's no more psychopaths out there. 1,000% they're out there, and I think that when people are going out on dates and meeting people on the internet, you're meeting a persona, you're meeting, mm-hmm. their representative, you're meeting the person that they want you to meet. Mm-hmm. And the young lady that requested for somebody to follow her home from a distance, that's huge. I think that's like the most responsible thing I've heard in a long time.
Extremely.
Because it happens. We've all heard the nightmare scenarios that happen after people go out with people they do not know. Mm-hmm. People follow them home. Things may lead to something else. Like, if you can prevent that and it doesn't break the bank to prevent that, mm-hmm. why not have that done? Like, I would 1,000%. If my daughter called me, and she's a baby now, but if she called and said, "Hey, Dad, I'm going out on a date with this guy. I want to have security. What do you think about that?" I said, "Man, that's a great idea." Mm-hmm. Well, the security is going to be discreet. They're going to sit away from us, but they're going to watch the whole deal. That's a great idea, mm-hmm. because you don't know who you're going out with. The only thing that protects women from men is another man.
Right.
And that's just the reality of the situation. And you have some guys that come into it, and girls as well, come into it to try to find vulnerable individuals, mm-hmm. for whatever reason, and they're trying to hurt these people. So I would say that this is more of a necessity. This is, mm-hmm. not something that you just want to do. This is something that every person that's going out on a date, that's meeting somebody on the internet, met somebody at the bar, met somebody at a bookstore, met somebody at a supermarket. Like, we're just in a different day and age. This is not where, when we grew up, there weren't cell phones. And well, there were cell phones, but
cell phones. They weren't
like you had to have a lot of money to have one, and some of them were big as a briefcase. But, the main thing is you got to kind of talk and kind of got to know a person. Now with social media, like you have people that have a whole nother persona on social media. And then show up and there's somebody else. So you don't know really who you're dealing with. And I think that creates a dangerous recipe going out on a date or trying to get to know somebody.
I think at a minimum, like, it's great if you can afford to hire a guard to accompany you on a date. But I think at a minimum, if you have the person's phone number, you should call us or any other security company and run a background check.
1,000%. I just learned. Let me see if I have it on my phone. I just learned about a new app that's out that people are using to spy on, I guess, other people's internet or whatever. Their online profile. It's called Snoop Report. So you got Snoop Report. You got Prim Eyes. You got a bunch of different things where you could take actual pictures. The Snoop Report I could take your handle on Instagram and it'll tell me everything about you, people that you like, people that you follow, people that you unfollow, and why. So this is how people are kind of doing their own internet sleuth to find out if these people are married. And because, I mean, let's face it, you got some people that are living a whole private life. They have a whole wife and kids, and they're on these dating sites meeting girls or meeting guys, and it could create a potentially dangerous situation. We just seen the live of the couple that got into an argument, and these are people that are married that think they know each other, and it ended up in a murder-suicide. The guy ended up stabbing the girl and ended up unaliving himself. So, like, you think about these things and you think, how could this happen with people that know each other? Think about what happens with people that do not know each other. Think of in large cities like L.A., where you got a bunch of transients. Miami. Atlanta.
New York.
I mean, the list goes on and on. Salt Lake City, Utah. Like, these are hubs for people to come into. They come in, they do whatever they're there for, and they leave. But imagine you're on a dating site and you're a female and you've been out of the dating game for a little while and you're legitimately looking for love. You're looking for somebody that you can be with, and then you meet this wolf that looks and says everything perfect.
Yeah.
And you invite this person back to your house, and God forbid, something happens. It's just the safe way to go, I think, in these days and times. And we're making it affordable. Like, I heard you mention earlier, if you can afford. No, we're making it affordable for everybody. You need the protection. We want to give it to you. This is for America. This is for everybody that ever needed it. We'll make it affordable for you. I think that this is part of our fiduciary responsibility as a guard company. It has to be realistic.
Yeah, so there's a faction of the population that doesn't believe a woman should pay for anything on the first date.
Also true.
And
also true.
So if she needs security, maybe she can't afford to pay for the date. Who knows?
Well,
right?
I mean, think about the LGBTQ community.
All right.
Right? And think about how they use the service. And we've had some wild stories come back from the guards.
Yeah.
They go and do that, but they do it all the time. And it's a guy, sometimes meeting another guy, or a girl, sometimes meeting another girl. And they still want to be safe because they want to know that they have somebody that has their back because they don't know these people. So I think that regardless of the situation, it can be affordable. Like, you're going to have to pay something. Right. People that call in and like, yo, I got $15. What can I get? No.
Nothing.
No. You don't even need to be going on a date. I seen this guy that was out on a date with this young lady, and he said he got up and went to the bathroom and came back and she finished his plate. And she was sitting there eating. It was like a seafood restaurant. And she was like, what are you talking about? Where I'm from, you don't get up from your plate unless you're done with it. He was like, this is my first date with you. Like, this is who you are. You're finishing the plate.
Well, hey, he found out what he needed to find out.
And she wasn't stopping eating. She was like, listen, you know how many first dates I've been on? This is one of many. I'm going to finish my plate. I'm going to finish your plate. Then I'm going to get up and leave you. You're going to pay the bill. He was like, I'm not paying for this. She was, oh, yes, you are. So, like, you got people out there like that. You got some people scamming to have a meal. And unfortunately, that stuff exists. So if you're looking for true love, if you're looking for someone to call you late at night and ask how you're feeling, sometimes you got people. We learned from prisoners that sit in jail and talk to these prison guards, and they tell them everything they want to hear, and then they get out and they disappear. These women have, invested their entire life savings into these guys.
Happens all the time.
Don't get food. Call at very least to get a background check done. If you know the background, call us on the first date. We'll follow you. We'll be discreet. We'll help you out.
You can reach us online at www.fastguardservice.com or by phone at 844-254-8273. We hope to hear from you soon. Thank you and have a great night.
Have a good
night. Audio Jungle.